Any day what we do turn to violence, I'll stop. I don't want to get involved in things like I have future. I want to become somebody in our country one day. I have future. In fact, I have political ambition. That's just the fact. I don't want anything that will spoil my future. I don't want to say things, even the ones we...
Hello friends, welcome to Magnetic Jigs TV. Biafrans, this is Ikenga Uruagu. You know, so many people has been asking us this question. Why is Ikenga Uruagu fighting against Mazi and Kalu? Why is he fighting against Simon Ekpa? Why is he fighting against IPOB? In fact, he has never even for one day fought DOX. He has never even for one day called out Shika Edoziem. He has never for one day called out all the people that are into DOX. Does that mean that DOX are the people that sabotaged Mazi and Kalu? Well, that one is still a question for another day. But in this video, you can see that Ikenga Uruagu was once a very strong and a staunch member of IPOB. In fact, he doesn't play with DOX. He loves DOX members very, very much. He is even closer to them. To the extent that when Mazi and Kalu was adopted or kidnapped in Kenya, far away Kenya, Ikenga Uruagu was working in hand with DOX that time. In fact, he was even fighting Simon Ekpa when Simon Ekpa emerged. He has been fighting Simon Ekpa since then, no, because DOX is having issues with Simon Ekpa. So Ikenga Uruagu was on the side of DOX, joined hands to fight Simon Ekpa that particular time. So here in this video, my fans and people who have been asking me questions, why is Ikenga Uruagu doing all these things he's doing? Now you can hear from him. Ikenga Uruagu is looking for a political ambition in Nigerian politics. In fact, he wants to be governor of Anambra State one day because a very good family friend of his, or will I say his boss, late Ifeanyi Uba, promised to put him into politics. That is, had it been that Ifeanyi Uba is still alive today, when the time for Anambra gubernatorial election comes up, and if Ifeanyi Uba happens to win that governorship under APC, then Ifeanyi Uba will immediately assign him a political post, maybe a commissioner or whatsoever, I don't know. But from the very moment IPOB fought out with Ifeanyi Uba, accusing him that he was the one that brought his private jet that they used to adopt Mazi and Kalu down to Nigeria, Ifeanyi Uba started denying the allegation. Why all these things were going on, Ifeanyi Uba lost his life. That very moment, all the political ambitions of Mr. Ikenga Uruagu went down the drain, and Ikenga Uruagu can no longer hold his anger. He turned instantly against IPOB, against Mazi and Kalu, against anything that has to do with Biafra. He started speaking against them, leaving the DOS behind, which I say that one will be. So guys, you can now see that your question has been answered. Ikenga Uruagu is seeking for a political ambition in the country Nigeria. That is why he is fighting Biafra, saying that Biafra should not exist, that they don't know what they are doing.
Please, if you are visiting my YouTube channel for the first time, subscribe with us and turn on your notification button.
Not here when... No, call a boyfriend, ask your boyfriend now. Okay, baby, please tell me the meaning of Nigeria. If he gets it, I will give you one Brazilian. He can't, because they don't know the meaning. If it was the stupidness of our great grandfather that makes them accept Nigeria. Okay, now, no, let's do it. No, call. I can even give you my phone. Use my phone if you don't have airtime. Call. Okay, baby, call him. Just put it on speak out. No. Put it on Google. Ask Google. No, forget about the Google. Just put it, call him. Call him if he can get the meaning of Nigeria. Just ask him, baby, what is, okay, South Africa means the southern part of Africa. If you ask Mozambique people, they tell you the meaning of Mozambique. If you ask meaning of Zimbabwe, you people may know the meaning of Zimbabwe. Okay. But some people know.
Nigeria is a Portuguese name. Nigeria is Portuguese.
It's name was
Nigeria.
That's Zimbabwe.
Mazi. Nigeria is a Portuguese name, meaning Nigeria. Meaning
Nega area.
That's the name that white people.
But it is very sad that our boyfriends they don't know the meaning. Because did you know?
Because dika mmeko no mana last time that anya nwene a lot of complaints. Nde mo na ha say ba wo Amankota Security Network, members of Amankota Security Network. So anya nwene a series of complaints from our mothers. Ndị nna anyị, ndị na-abịa ọrụ, ndị na-aga ọrụ, una mana here time of farming. Eji aga ọrụ na farm. So I went a lot of complaints from most of them. The way in the Fulani ji disturb her, no, and the Hakoga. No, in fact, even this morning while I was coming, now side the Ozafoba de Shabiamankota. And when occasionally Otu Namashi la money no corona farm. Near no there yesterday. We are now a return na ebe farm eba lekwe Nama in the Fulani. Here the whole money neba. And the worst part of it, they keep watching them while they destroy the crops. So that thing, and this morning, like I told the security members, all the thick forests and whatever farmland, because last year we buy chopper on the other side. So I want to take information. I had the small. So I galeba this morning. We didn't see them.
Now, this should be what Ikenga Uruagu should have been saying. Because looking at this video now, this is Amakuba village in Enugu State, where Fulani herdsmen has been disturbing people very well. Where Fulani herdsmen has been buying people anyhow. The youth of the village now decided to form a forest guard, which the government failed to protect them. So they just formed this forest guard on their own. And now they are telling the Fulani people to leave their land. Or whatever they see, they will just take it. This video is just a part of a warning to Fulani herdsmen. Where is Ikenga Uruagu? Why are you not talking about Fulani herdsmen? Why are you not talking about all the buying the Fulani herdsmen are doing in our land, Biafra land? But you are there fighting the people that are fighting against the Fulani herdsmen invasion in our land.
So, Anyaya Pokula know that we are not going to give them that chance to continue to intimidate us in our own land. Such nonsense will not happen in our own time. So this morning, we have gone round with the security members in virtually all the farmlands anyway. And those Fulani herdsmen were nowhere to be found, but we have spotted areas. And we want to use this opportunity to call on the state government to tell them that Amankota community is a no-go area for Fulani herdsmen, as far as we are concerned, because these people have really intimidated us in our own land, and such nonsense we're not going to take it lightly. So, Biko, we are using this opportunity to call on the state government to tell whoever that is involved, whoever that is in charge of these Fulani herdsmen, that we don't need further destruction of our farmlands again. We don't need it. And today, we want to let them know that today we have formed what is called Forest Guard. And you have formed about Forest Guard today in Amankota. And we're going to extend SEM in Mbiri. As I meet with all the youth present by next week, we are also going to take the same decision to making sure that all the towns, all the communities in Nalambiri, they were covered. We don't want further destruction of our farmlands. Since they don't know how to go about with their cows, we now let them know that our mothers cannot suffer, and after suffering for months, Then by the time they need to, they ought to go to farm and harvest their crops.
All right, Biafrans, you see, anyways, let me start by greeting every one of you. You guys are doing wonderfully well, because what we do now is standing on the mandate. And anybody this mandate is annoying or offending can, step aside. That is the reality on ground. I don't care to know what anybody is saying, but I keep telling you guys the truth. You see what the terrorist government of Nigeria has brought themselves in, they can never escape it. Realistically, most of you, I saw so many people writing rubbish, and I don't know what you people gain by telling lies on social media. If you don't tell lies, most of you, I think I realize that if most of you don't tell lies, you don't eat. And that is the simple truth. If you don't lie, you cannot eat. Now, somebody said that Prime Minister was involved in tax fraud, over 30,000 or 30 million tax fraud. And then there are some witnesses that came to testify again. I mean, why do you people peddle so much lies against one man? Against one man. If you don't like a person, what do you do? Oh, damn. What do you do? You stay off his social media platform. You stay off his social media handle. You don't go there and try to be relevant. Because in my own case, if you try to be relevant where I am, I'm going to rubbish you. I'm telling you the truth. I will rubbish you. I don't run for debates. Anywhere you like, you can call me for debate. I will go. I will come. But make sure you are standing on the existing protocol of that topic. Because if you try to twist narratives, I already know. Because I'm very smart. I'm a very smart guy. I'm telling you the truth. Now, yesterday, our Prime Minister came into the courtroom for the very first time, which was on the 30th of May 2025. And so many people, started writing rubbish about it. Prime Minister was just disappointed that the people is trying to liberate. The people, who are the people who kept him where he is today? It is we, the Igbo. The people that they are unaliving their people in the southeast, but they don't want their freedom from the same contraction called Nigeria. And they are there sabotaging every effort of this man. Where do we get it right in Igbo? How can we do it and get it better?
Now, this should be what Ikenga Uruagu should have been saying. Because looking at this video now, this is Amakuba village in Enugu State, where Funali herdsmen has been disturbing people very well. Where Funali herdsmen has been buying people anyhow. The youth of the village now decided to form a forest guard, which the government failed to protect them. So they just formed this forest guard on their own. And now they are telling the Fulani people to leave their land. Or whatever they see, they will just take it. This video is just a part of a warning to Fulani herdsmen. Where is Ikenga Uruagu? Why are you not talking about Fulani herdsmen? Why are you not talking about all the buying the Fulani herdsmen are doing in our land, Biafra land? But you are there fighting the people that are fighting against the Fulani herdsmen invasion in our land.
Now, this is what happened yesterday. Yesterday, for the very first time, he came into the court and the prosecutor read what they read, and they asked him, are you guilty or not guilty? He said he's not guilty. And why some people were pushing for 6 years imprisonment? I ask you, where in the world are somebody who is suspected to be a terrorist, who is suspected to be carrying out terrorist in incitement via his social media, sentenced for 6 years? Now, if you are found guilty of committing a terrorist act, or you have the intention of committing an act of terrorism to another country, what they do is that they will jail you, and practically the fine is always the jail term is always very high. Like you see something like 30, 40 years, 60 years, 100 years, some cases it is life imprisonment. Now, when you come to peddle such lies, I wonder what kind of heart do you people have? And when we discuss these things, when we come to say these things, you feel as if maybe we are trying to suppress some people or tell some people falsehood. I went to a program today, and I keep telling you them that look, what Mazi Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi structured on ground is the truth, and it's the truth that Mazi Nnamdi he's using to demolish the Nigerian government in their own court of law, which is not even supposed to stand, because anybody that you went to an extraordinary rendition that person into a country without following the due process of the law enshrined in the constitution of the EU and of the European Union, you have actually committed a crime. You that went after that person, because you have to subject the person into their law system, and their law system has to prove that you have to prove to the law system of that country that you are hoping to extradite that person, that this person actually committed this offense. So when you now went and forcefully removed that individual, it becomes a crime, and Nigeria knows that they have committed a crime, and they are still trying that same man in that country. Why? Because Nigeria is not a working system. Nigeria does not have rule of law. The only rule of law in Nigeria is gun and bullets. Gun and bullets. So when we say it, we are not out of point. When we come to debunk their lies, we are not out of point. And this is what I want to tell Biafrans. You see this court case? You people should go and relax. Go and relax. Go and relax. The prosecutor was saying, oh, 6 years imprisonment. And the lawyer argued. Who are the people who did the investigation? Who are the people? Nigerian government brought investigation to the Finnish authority, and they are hoping to stand on that investigation. You've not started, and we are hoping that most of you, General Christopher Musa, I hope that at the end of this whole thing, you must come to Finland to defend yourself. Biankolo, you must come to Finland to defend yourself. Sheyi Tinubu, tell your father, your drug father, that he must come to Finland with you to come and defend what allegation and how Mazi Simon Ekpa has been carrying out of terrorism in the southeast by trying to free his own people, Biafrans.
Yeah, Stephen Cross narrate and explain everything that happened during the trial of Mazi Simon Ekpa down there in Finland. Because when the picture of Mazi Simon Ekpa pumps up, so many people were speaking against him, so many people were happy, so many people were like, most especially Ikenga Uruagu. Ikenga Uruagu made a broadcast towards that, of which we will still post that broadcast very soon. He made a broadcast saying that this is a sign that Mazi Simon Ekpa will be jailed, that he has been warning him since to step down, but he refused. Because the gray hair on Mazi Simon Ekpa's head, everybody was like laughing, shouting, yes, he's going to be jailed, he's going to be jailed, he's going to be jailed. But Stephen Cross here narrates everything that transpires within that trial.
From the shackles of the colonial masters. And I want to ask this, and I want to say this again. You see, Brekete family, you must come. You see, Charles Chukuma Soludo, you must come. You see, Governor of Enugu State, those that say that they do have a lot of evidence against Mazi Simon Ekpa, now we'll be needing those your evidences, because the court proceedings has actually officially started. So we need all those your evidences to the International Criminal Court. Okay? So, but if you don't bring any of this, my brother, just know that all what you have been doing is just deceit and lies. Because we cannot build Biafra on lies. Believe you me. So Biafrans, on this note, I just want you guys to be rest assured that I am here every single day to tell you guys nothing but the truth. The truth is what the foundation, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, built this struggle. Mazi Simon Ekpa built this struggle, and that is where we are going to stand, and that is what we are standing on to continue to push for our total freedom. Remember, Biafra has been redeclared. It's under the leadership of Madam Ngozi Orakweze, the surrogate of Simon Ekpa. So anybody that does not like that, please, you can screw and pass. Thank you, Biafra, and may God bless you. I hope I answered some of your questions, so don't get worried over anything. We are on the right track.
In my own opinion, I think that the 6 geopolitical zones that were created, I think by Abacha or who was it, I think it was a deliberate and calculated attempt aimed at containing the Igbos. That is my opinion, and I'm entitled to it.
Our brother here, who is from the north, believes so much that Igbos has been marginalized enough in this country, Nigeria. So here he is narrating and explaining everything, detailing them one by one to the people who wants to know. who wants to hear. Listen to him very well.
That things were brought together. So the question I begin to ask myself is, how is it that there's no similarity between an Igbo man and the Niger Deltans? You quite agree with me that there's similarity, right? And secondly, let's look at the creation. Why I say it's a deliberate move to contain them in one place is the fact that, look at the way they would have been privileged to the water if not for the fact that they were carved in the middle. If you look at it, you see they were carved in the middle, which deprived them of having a seaport. But when you look at places like Lagos now, Lagos is privileged to have that by virtue of the fact that it's close to the water. And funny enough now, you get to look at it that the seaports that are supposed to be viable in the Niger Deltas are not viable. Why are they not viable? You should answer that question to yourself. So if you look at it generally, there's a problem there. And funny enough, the Niger Delta seems not to be agitating for having these seaports. Why? Possibly because they are already rich in terms of the revenue allocation they get because they have oil. But another thing again is the fact that one of the main reasons why the Igbo man have to leave to places like Lagos is the fact that the Igbo man is a businessman. And there's ease of doing business since they are more into importing or whatever to come and reside in Lagos. But funny enough, this would have been made much easier had it been, there's a kind of, if the seaport in the Niger Deltas is viable, right? So, but you get to see that by the time the Igbo man complain of we need seaport now, they will say, no, you don't have anywhere to have a seaport, right? And let's go to this other aspect. What are the major reasons for the agitation of an Igbo man in the country at the moment? We just need to do justice to that. One is the fact that the Igbo man feels threatened anywhere he goes. In most of the places he goes, most especially in the north. Anything that happens, he feels threatened. We're going to burn down your business. This is not your place. We'll send you away. With evidence, right? It has happened so many times. In short, even recently in Lagos, they seems to be having that as well, right? That is point agitation number one. Number two agitation is the fact that they feel that they don't need to go to Lagos to actually access seaport and have ease of doing business, and a lot of it. It would have been much more easier had it been them and the Niger Deltans are together and there's a seaport created there, right? Which is a fact, and of which I feel it would have been the best. But in so doing now, I think it's going to make Lagos less effective, and at the same time, in short, it's going to make Lagos less effective. And I think that's why politically, consciously or unconsciously, that has remained for a very long time. But looking at it now, having said this, what is the way out? The way out still remains the fact that I think the Igbos need to work better with the Niger Deltans, because I see a lot of similarity, if not for political differences and a lot of other things born out of selfishness and born out of a creation that was actually designed to contain them. I think they will strive more better, and they will agitate for all these things that can make their regions more viable. And second, another thing is we need to look at the landmass. One of the reasons why the Igbo man have to move to other places, a lot of places, to do business as well, is the fact that he's deprived of the landmass. Generally speaking, if you look at the creation of the 6 geopolitical regions, you will get to see that it was just a calculated attempt born out of selfishness and born out of trying to contain a particular group of people, not to be viable. So, but just like I said, I feel there is need for the Igbos to either work out their differences with the Niger Deltans, because while the fact is some of their differences seems to be stemming from the past history in regards the civil.
So Stephen Cross believes so much that at the end of the tunnel there must be a light. So fans, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for listening. Please share this video and let us interact in our comment section. And also, Ikenga Uruagu has answered so many questions people has been asking in this platform. Why is Ikenga Uruagu behaving? Ikenga Uruagu is after politics. He is after political position. That's just the fact. Thank you once more from the service of Magnetic Jix TV. We all love you. Please subscribe to our channel. Bye.